So as much equipment is important, the material transfer philosophy is also that much important. So equipment, again, along with the transferring equipments.
You spoke about equipment balancing a few questions before, right? So, and in any formulation, process equipment plays a central role. What are the parameters and how do you ensure that equipment selection and integration actually contribute to the efficiency of the entire process?
So equipment must be selected based on the process requirement and not just on the capacity. The factors such as mixing efficiency, then a uniformity, and also giving a consistency or consistent output. So equipment should be basically steady enough, which will give the consistent results. So selection of equipment is very critical. So many times it happens that you buy the equipment which is performing good in the beginning, and then its performance has been degraded day by day. So there are many reasons. One is the equipment. Then you have to do a regular maintenance for that, and you will see that it gives a consistent output.
Got it.
So consistent output is important. Integration is equally critical. Equipment must work seamlessly within the process flow without creating any bottlenecks or variability. Automation is the next thing which is must. Long back on any machine, we used to do settings manually. So now all parameters required for the product, you can feed it into the HMI or with a recipe, defined recipe, and it gives you the required result.
Right.
So once you validate that, and it helps you in giving the output. So automation and control philosophy is very important, and handling of material or transfer of material from one equipment to another equipment. So as much equipment is important, the material transfer philosophy is also that much important. So equipment, again, along with the transferring equipments. So like it's
the transferring equipments, are we also referred to changeovers here?
Yeah, changeovers, more than changeovers, it's like it's a beans or vacuum transfer, conveying systems, transfer through SS lines, through stainless steel lines, which will be also cleanable. And so cleaning and validation is the third aspect of the equipment.
Got it.
So one is what we started with, the capacity. Then capacity and the process requirement. The second is an automation. And third is now cleaning and validation. You can do automate as much you wish. But if the equipment is not suitable for cleaning and change or validations,
right.
So if we cannot clean and validate the machine, so even automation in cleaning is the new trend.
Right.
So it is
that's the CIP, SIP.
That's the CIP, SIP systems what comes into play. Okay. So automation is what was capacity, then automation, and now the cleaning and validation.
Got it.
So to the extent the machine is CIP, SIP enabled, it's great to have.
Okay.
To the extent possible.
Got it.
It's not possible always that it's clean in place is feasible, but then the methodology should be there, that how we clean, how we validate, and that is a very critical parameter in selection of equipment. Most critical, I would say, because it will give you the consistent output.
Got it.
It has all the features to be trained to produce the product. But if the design is not such a way that we cannot clean the machine to the extent possible, okay, or required, okay, so it will create a nuisance of transferring one product to another. So risk of contamination is very high.
Got it.
So cleaning product to product contamination is chances is very high. So your cleaning of machine, cleaning and cleaning and validation is very important. Changeover time is one more thing. Like changeover time will be, if you reduce, it will increase your productivity. So that is only the impact of changeover. So that will help you on changeover. But cleaning and validation is very critical. So as easily you can clean the machine and you can validate that there is no traces of the first product into the machine. So it's very important parameter.
Got it.
So
one thing I would like to go a bit deep on this. You said the equipment should be selected based on the product or process that is required. Can we have a small example of this?
So basically, if we take, there are some products which cannot run on all machines. Like very important is like your dry powder inhaler capsules.
Okay.
So dry powder inhaler capsules contain actives or the one which is going to impact your health, they are only in micrograms.
Right.
So the total fill volume in that capsule is only 5 milligram or 15 milligram.
Okay.
So to fill that much product accurately and selecting the machine to suit this process is very important.
Got it.
So it is special designed capsule machines. You cannot do that on general machines.
Got it.
So it is special design. It has a special dosage requirement and special dose. It will be and accuracy of the dose. Accuracy is very much important. Error is very limited. Tolerance is very limited.
Okay.
So that selection of machine with respect to process is very important.
Got it.
You cannot go with the generalized machine.
Got it. And it impacts the entire line as well.
Entire line. So entire line, basically it may impact the entire line. Even as it's a 5 milligram of the volume, so your blend also is not that very great in quantity. It's very small in quantity.
Right.
So again, homogeneity of the product is also very important.
Right.
So it starts from there. So 5 milligram within that very microgram of active. So it's very critical. Similarly, if you take into meter dose inhalers. So inhalers come with a number of counts. Okay. And it has a meter onto it. So one dose less is person gone.
Oh.
So one dose less. So when it is showing you that there are this many puffs available into it. So 20 puffs available. So person has to take 1 or 2 puff of it. So if the error in filling
I got it.
and error in one dose,
right,
is the person gone?
Right.
Is a fatal case. It could be the fatal case. So selection of process equipment is very critical.
Got it.
Very much critical from the process perspective.